Hello friends. So now we are trying to find out, I am trying to find out what Saussure said about structuralism. And it all began with the structural relationship that he discovered in language. There is a thing called the structuralist vocabulary. For example, you have got lang and parole. Lang means the system, parole means the use of that system. Then we saw there is a web of relations. A relational structure. Language is relational. Another vocabulary or another expression that is connected with this is oppositional structure. All the words in a language they stand in opposition to each other. Or differential. Another point that we have seen is, or that Saussure has taught us is that there is nothing present in language, there is only absence in language. And yet again, we have got one more, that is, there is only difference in language. Understand? And now what we have to see is that there are some more structuralist vocabulary, or vocabulary or expressions used in structuralism. And the next one is linguistic sign. Linguistic sign. That's the next one. Linguistic sign. So this is another concept or another idea that has been put forward by Saussure. Language is a sign system. Yesterday we saw, or the last we saw, that signs, you have got iconic signs, say like traffic light, or the pictures you can see in front of school. Then there is indexes. For example, we have got indices plural. So index we find that is fire and smoke and fire. See, now this one is symbolic. Language, the signs in language, they are symbolic. They represent something, and they don't carry that which they represent. For example, when you say book, you don't find book in that word. It's not loaded with that sense or meaning of that particular object. The object is not present. Up till 1916, it was not like that. People thought, or they took it for granted. When I say book, book is there. So this is something new, brand new way of looking at things. Looking at the external world through language. Understand? Trying to understand the external world. Now, linguistic sign, Saussure said, you have two inseparable parts. One is signifier, and the other is signifier. Signifier is the symbol. That is, for example, if you write book, this is the signifier. And then signified is the mental concept. The concept that comes to your mind, the concept, not the material. The concept that comes here. It can be written or it can be spoken. I think the other hours I told you this, but I am repeating because we will not make a mistake. Or we understand it in the right way, that's way. Now when we say book, it's a mental concept. And then we also saw that in other lectures I said, this signified is arbitrary. Arbitrary means no natural connection. No natural connection. That is the meaning of arbitrary. No logic for this. Why a book is called that particular object book? There is no logic for that. Or if at all there is anything supporting, that is convention. Convention or your custom. Say 1,000 people in using the same language might have said that, oh okay, this is book, we agree. One of them might have called it book, then many people joined and they said, okay, we agree that this is. So that convention, only that. Arbitrary. Otherwise, suppose the signifieds are not arbitrary, then there will be only one language in the world. Isn't it? So, all the people in the world will call that particular thing book. In Hindi they say kitab. Isn't it? In Malayalam they say pustakam. Pustakam or notebook, if it is a notebook. So that means Malayalam, you say pustakam, that is up to you. That the speakers of Malayalam will understand that. If the speakers of Malayalam, now probably they know it because we are in our schools we are having a trilingual policy. We learn 3 languages: English, Hindi, and our native language. Otherwise, suppose you don't know the Hindi, we are not taught Hindi. We say kitab, how will people know that? Understand that? So each language gives uses signifiers arbitrarily. Each language uses signifiers arbitrarily. Each language assigns signifiers to signifiers arbitrarily. Otherwise, there will be only one language in the world. Everybody will say this is true. Same with, as I told you yesterday, he said ped in Hindi, tree in English, maram in Malayalam. Maram. Look at that. If you say maram in Hindi, people will understand it is you are speaking something about dying. Marana, that is in Hindi. But maram in Malayalam means tree. Understand that? I think now it is very clear. So, meanings or signifiers are assigned to signifiers arbitrarily. Means there is no natural connection between the symbol and the object. There is no logical explanation for that. If there is anything supporting this arbitrary way of calling something, that is your convention. That's all. Otherwise, remember, there would have been only one language in this world. Everybody will be calling the same thing will be called by the very same word by in all the people who speak that language. But we have what thousands and thousands of languages. Languages, their dialects and varieties and so on that we have. So, from there it is very clear. This concept has to go deep in our mind. That signifier, what we used to say, word is a signifier. So you have got signifier, just got a mental concept. That mental concept is arbitrarily given. That means there is no reason. Depends simply on the whims and fancies of the speaker of that language at some time in history. At some time in history, he or she might have called this. Then all the people agreed, okay, this is true. So I think that point is very clear to you. Then another structural vocabulary is synchronic diachronic. Synchronic diachronic. Synchronic, elsewhere also I have explained this, but once again, because we want to get a summary of what Saussure said, structuralist vocabulary. Synchronic and diachronic. Now diachronic means through time, chronos means time. Once upon a time, this wristwatch, watch or clock, things like that, they used to be called chronometer, means measuring time, chrono. From there you have synchronization, synchronize. Then you know, you have got the opposite of, anachronic. It's anachronic. See? So chrono means time. That is. So diachronic means through time. Through time. Through time means the evolutionary way of evolution. Studying the progress, studying step by step. So if you are studying English language from Anglo-Saxon period, that is Old English to Modern English, that is a diachronic study, step by step. Or suppose you are studying yourself from your date of birth, your birthday up to this time, your evolution or your development, that would be a diachronic study. Synchronic study means how it works now, how a particular language works. So here, this is evolutionary, and this is how now. That's the question. How now? How it works now? You have got you take a language study. What is the present situation? How does it work? Sync means together, synchrono, with time. The given time. the given time how the language works. That is synchronic study. In other words, another way of understanding this is, the study of lang is evolutionary. Am I wrong? I don't know. I understand it. But the study of parole is synchronic. Because when you study parole, you are studying language now, as it is available now to you. Somebody is using, a group is using, a community is using. One area, that particular language is used. So you can say in this way, if you study lang system from its origin to the present day, that is diachronic. If you study the parole, that is use of the language now, how people use it, how language works, what are the relationships, etc., then that is synchronic study. Synchronic means with time, synchronizer. There is an instrument called synchronizer. You are in concert, and then you will find some people are using that operating synchronizers. See? That means the time, to keep the time, or to keep that flow, isn't it? Flow of sounds one after another. Synchronizing means going with that. So these are structuralist vocabulary. And then we say, next one is very interesting division or difference, that is, so signs or symbols, they can be written or spoken or just imagining will do. Imagine. And we saw the peculiarity about the sign, it just got two inseparable parts. One is the signifier, that is the written word or the spoken word, and then the spoken aspect, you can say, then signified, and signifieds are arbitrary. Those things we have seen. And next structuralist pair is diachronic and synchronic. Synchronic study means study of parole. That's how I understand it. I think it is better to understand in this way, according to me. Don't find fault with me for this. Okay. Then next pair is syntagmatic and paradigmatic. That is another. All the languages have got relationship with paradigmatic. When you say, these are big words, Syntagmatic means linear placing. For example, if you say, father loves his children. So this is perfectly alright. Father loves his children. But if you say, instead of this, her, that is, the syndrome is broken. Father cannot love her children. Isn't it? This is all. Or on the other hand, you can say, father loves his children, and this her cannot be substituted here. That's the thing. So linear placing, you understand. Also, you cannot say its children. You cannot say its children. What we can do, this is fixed. Father loves his children. Or we can say, at most, you can say, father loves his own children. Or father loves father's children. We don't do that. So linear placing, you can see, the problem comes, when the words are not properly substituted, then you will break. Why? Because it's her and his, not in paradigmatic relation here. Means cannot be substituted. Paradigmatic means connected words which can be substituted. Associative words, we can say. Words which have got similar meanings. That is a problem, I think now. It's a meanings when I use that word. Okay. There is some association. On the other hand, you can say, father loves his children, Father loves his relatives. Here it's okay. Father loves his cousins. Okay, because they can be substituted. So these three, father loves his neighbors. So now in this case, you see, this substitute, these words are, you can say, they stand in vertical relation. Vertical relation means children can be substituted with relatives, relatives can be substituted with. But in this case, it's not like that. So here, if you substitute children by relatives, cousins, etc., the syndrome is perfect. That means there's a point to be noted is when the syndrome is when the substitutability of linguistic items is when the substitutability goes wrong, then what happens? The syntagmatic relation also will go wrong. They are very closely connected in that way. So paradigmatic relation means vertical. This is vertical. Means this can be substituted with or father loves his children, father loves his relatives, father loves his cousins, father loves his neighbor, father loves his brothers. These are all in paradigmatic relation. Brothers, father loves his sisters, father loves his uncles, father loves his in-laws, like that. So you can go on substitute, no problem. This substitutability of items is known as paradigmatic relationship. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all in good paradigmatic relationship. Quite okay. So if you substitute any one of these for children, the syntagmatic relation is okay. Meanings may change. But on the other hand, if you say, father loves his aunt. See, no substitute. Aunt cannot be substituted here for any of this. So, what happens is the syndrome is disturbed. When the paradigm is disturbed, the syndrome also will be disturbed. So, linear placing relationship is syntagmatic. Vertical placing relationship is paradigmatic. That's all. It's very important because again I will show you how terrible it can be. You know that very famous poem that we are going to take up the discussion of this in a structuralist way, that T.S. Eliot's poem, The Wasteland. So the very opening sentence you will find the syndrome and the paradigm is terribly violated. Either April is the coolest month, breeding lilacs of the dead land, mixing memory and desire, stirring dull roots with the spring rain. See, look at this, the first line, opening line. April is the coolest month. Coolest month. So, actually, it ought to have been. April is it ought to have been happiest month. Because you know April, especially English people, shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Shakespeare says that is April. You remember, that is summer. You remember the opening of Canterbury Days, one that April lay with his shoulders suit. When that April with his sweet showers. What do you see? So you can say April is the happiest month. April is the April is the happiest month. April is the glorious month. Glorious month. April is the energizing month. Still the energizing month. April is April is the best month. etc. you can say. But instead of this, these are in perfect paradigmatic situation. I mean relation. Because if you replace happiest by glorious, glorious by energizing, energizing by best, or you can say cheerful, the most cheerful one, any of this, the syndrome would not have been broken. There would be no violence at all. But instead, how did Eliot begin his poem, this great poem? So, instead of this, he brought in a linguistic item which has no paradigmatic relation with this line. He said cruelest. See that? Can you replace cruelest by any of these? No. So what happened? April is the happiest month, would have been perfect syndrome and perfect paradigm. But here what happened? April is the cruelest month. The syndrome is broken, paradigm is broken. So we can expect what is going to happen in this great poem. He has bombarded it. The whole situation has been bombarded. There is a crash, so to say. Everything is crushed. You have to think of the post-First World War situation. The crash, the bombardment, you can see. The minds of the people bombarded, climate bombarded, buildings bombarded, environment bombarded, and then everything in that way begins. So, the structuralist way of looking at the first line will be, we will say, the syndrome is broken, the paradigm is broken, and so the syndrome is also. They were total. It's a total violence is committed on the structure of the language. Structuralism plays a very, most probably, we may have to imagine a bit. I hope now you understand. The vertical relationship, cruelest cannot be substituted because it's a totally different, or we can say it brings in a picture of a horrible calamity. To show this, whether he did it deliberately or not, that we don't know. But from a structuralist point of view, if we look at this, what Eliot has done is, he has achieved his greatness just by writing that one opening line. That is full and complete, because so beautifully he has done it. He has destroyed the syndrome and he has destroyed the paradigm. That is the entire situation in the world. What more you want? April is the cruelest month. Instead of April is the happy. Everywhere you find, the paradigm is that. The paradigm is April, May. Shall I say, as fresh as the month of May. As fresh as the month of May. So, April, May, freshness. The month of freshness, the month of cheerfulness, the month of pilgrimages, the month of people like to go out and enjoy nature. Even you find, when you read the prologue to Canterbury Tales, the first 12-15 lines, you will find birds, small a fowl, a mack and melody. Small fowls, small a fowl means small birds, even throughout night they open their eyes high and open and they sing and sing. And now here what you find? April is the cruelest month. That is the linear placing and the vertical placing, both destroyed. That's a total destruction. Understand? So this is how you look at it. That's what I said. When you break the syndrome, you break the paradigm. When you break the paradigm, you break the syndrome. That is syndagmatic and paradigmatic lesson. Alright, so another simple example. With that we conclude our today's program. We will continue with this. See, how are we going to apply this to different literary works? Then you will understand it. See, a family like this. A syndagmatic relations in the family. Father, okay, mother, sons, son 1, son 2, etc. Daughter 1, daughter 2, etc. Now this is perfect syndrome. The syndagmatic relation is perfect here. Now it can be easily destroyed by a word or an item that won't go with this. That is, it has no paradigmatic relation. And this is what happened in Wuthering Heights, when Heathcliff entered that family. And you know all the tragedy happened in Wuthering Heights. So what happens is, father, mother, son 1, son 2, son 3, son 4, daughter 1, daughter 2, daughter 3. Yes, perfectly alright. Suppose, instead of this, you bring in a stranger, as in the case of Wuthering Heights, Heathcliff. What happened? Stranger is not a substitution for son. That's the thing. So there is no paradigmatic relation between son and stranger. So when the stranger comes in here, what happens? The syndagmatic relation is also proper. You got the point. So like that. Now if you want to take another example, very simple example, you know. The story of the prodigal son. There you have got father, mother is not mentioned there, so leave it like this, mother plus mother, maybe that, see, and then you can see elder son, younger son, no sister also, no sister here, in that, no sister. So this is the prodigal son. The syndagmatic relation in story prodigal son. Now what happens is that the younger son leaves with no substitution. Younger son, somewhere he goes here and comes back. Comes back as what? Not as son but servant. He says, no, I shall remain here as a servant. So here, elder son, younger son. Substituted by servant. So what happened? The syndagmatic relation is also broken. So when the elder son comes back from the field, he sees a servant here. Look at that. And therefore, we have got the tension and the conflict in that story. So there, the syndagmatic relationship, which was once perfect and complete, so harmonious, is broken by the breaking of the paradigmatic relationship. Listen, this is language and this is literary. Language and literary, this is. It's a wonderful discovery, you must say. You can reduce any literary work to this formula. That is structuralism. Because structuralism is trying to find out the underlying principles. Now you got the point. What is underlying principle? What is the underlying principle here for the conflict situation in the prodigal son? That is a substitution of a son by a servant. Not to be substituted. This is the son can be substituted maybe by a nephew or a cousin. See, not by a servant. So it is a, what you must say, the narrator of the story did it in such a way, probably till the time of Susu, we might not have thought like this. That's why I said structuralism is a mind movement. Structuralism is intellectual movement. It is a thought movement. It is, structuralism enables us to look at phenomena from a different angle. So now you can see this. You look at this phenomena of prodigal son and the relationship between other members of that family from a different angle. See that conflict there. Otherwise, what would you be in a traditional way looking at the very sad, great father? Father is looking for the son, and son is a very bad fellow. You see the structuring. The narrative structuring is so wonderful and fantastic. Don't you feel now some pleasure in looking at things from the structuralist point of view? Hope that you are enjoying this pleasure, and we will take up more examples in the next class. Till then, bye, have a nice day. Think you have I hope you got an idea. You got what do you call as an idea of the structuralist vocabulary. If we don't have the thorough knowledge of the structuralist vocabulary, it's very difficult to understand structuralism. Okay? Now, if you have the structuralist vocabulary, you will, why this conflict between haves and have-nots in capitalism? Why there are so many conflicts in families? When you look at the syntagmatic relation and the paradigmatic relation is broken. The paradigmatic relation, the syntagmatic relation is broken 99.9% cases or 100% cases we can say, and the paradigmatic relation is, or substitution is wrongly made. The existing word or linguistic item and the substitution, they are not in paradigmatic relation or substitutability, no substitutability. In that case it happens. So more examples we will see tomorrow. Till then, bye. Have a nice day. Enjoy your life.